Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mike. This is my bike. This is Lomochrome Purple. This is a Nikon L 35 AF. Let's go for a ride. Well, happy Monday, or whenever you're watching this. At the time of filming this, it is September 22nd. It is the first full day of fall. It's a cool old trailer over here. I think I'm gonna turn around and shoot when the coast is clear. Shoot this one horizontal. And we're gonna bracket this. So that was 200, this is 100, and 400. Cool. Those of you who were attentively watching that probably noticed that I bracketed those shots. And that's because Lomography says that this film can be shot between 100 and 400 ISO. Sort of like their turquoise film, which if you've watched this channel, you've seen me shoot some of that and seen my results. It's a roll of 36. I figure, why not bracket it if I really like the composition? And then if it's just a quick grab, I'll usually just rate it at 200, just right in the middle of it all. We're gonna get this real quick. Shoot this church here. Now let's bracket it. So we'll go 100 to 400. So here's 100. Here comes 200. Here is 400. The only thing that I'm doing is changing the ISO. This camera is completely automatic otherwise. So unlike digital photography, when I set that to 400, I'm actually telling the camera to underexpose, and when I set it to 100, I'm telling the camera that I have less sensitive film in there, and so I'm actually telling it to overexpose. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. It should, because that's how it works. Also, this film doesn't really touch the reds very much, so if you were shooting this for a portrait film, it's gonna keep your red tones somewhat intact. It'll change them a little bit, but it's not gonna turn your reds to blues like turquoise does. It really affects your yellows and greens. And it turns your skies really teal. We'll see if we can do that here on the dam using scale with this walker here. So they're way up on the horizon. I gotta take this quick. All right, I shot that at 200. This is the Nikon L 35 AF point and shoot camera. Takes 35 millimeter film. Has a rating of ISOs from 64 to 1000. There was a previous version of this camera that was ISO 64 to 400. This is the later version. I got this thing for dirt cheap when they were still dirt cheap. And I actually got a second one because these things break. The battery door in particular is pretty flimsy. Seems like it's held in with like the equivalent of a toothpick. Whew. All right. What better place to test this film out than at the lake, where there's lots of greens and blues. So we're gonna shoot this empty beach. It is the first day of fall after all. The Surly Karate Monkey is a pretty capable bike. This is pretty loose sand. I wouldn't say this is easy by any means. This is more fat tire territory, but this does have 29 by 2.4 in the front and 2.2 in the back. All right, this sign here is what I want to see. All right, we're not going swimming today, so this will be fine. I think we'll bracket this one. So the way that you change the ISO is that there is a wheel in the center that turns, and selects your ISO. And that is how we're getting the camera to meter. So we're going to start at 100. So ISO 200, we're going to go with a vertical comp here. And we'll go 400. Also some foam over by this log. Some green algae on the ground too. Shoot this at 200, just get the one. Save some shots here. Focus on the log, which it says is at infinity. And get down real low here. Kind of just shooting this one blind to get the angle I want. Who knows if that'll turn out. Wipe the sand off my ass. This camera also runs on double A's, which is nice because some cameras take like these wonky CR2s or 123s. First day of fall, but it's about 85 degrees. Go around these guys, they're deadly predators. Cool scene over here. And there's goose shit on my tire. Oh, water lungs for days. It's almost a backlit scene. So I think I'm gonna shoot it at 100. I'm actually gonna shoot it from the other side. I guess I forgot to mention that the lens on this camera is a 35mm 2.8 autofocus lens. It's got a little distance scale in the viewfinder. Lets you know where it's deciding to focus, near, far, or middle. With that said, it's very reliable. I don't think I can remember a time where it missed focus. I'm gonna get these lilies from the other direction here. I'm just gonna shoot this one at 200. Wide shot, as wide as 35 is. Get a reflection in the lake. Cool. The other neat little tidbit about this camera is there is a lever right there. That is your backlight compensation lever. It will just automatically overexpose you. I think it's 2.5 stops. Usually that's meant for flash photography. Maybe we don't want it to look like people are standing in a black hole. We want some of that background ambient light. So that's what that's for. I mean, you can use it without flash too, and it just overexposes 2.5 stops, which I have used. So on a friend's suggestion, I decided to check out this new band called Turnstile. Well, they're not really that new, they're new to me. They just put an album out this summer. That's what I got going in the old earphones today. By the way, I know I wear these on every ride, but I've never really talked about the bone conductive headphones before. They're great. These are Aftershocks. I bought these with my own money, not sponsored. And they just sort of sit around your ear, then go in your ear so you can hear what's around you. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I bought pairs as gifts for other people. Take me inside. Boy, it sure doesn't feel like fall. But soon these colors will be popping. About to get gnarly. Not too gnarly. Got a runner coming up. Let's see if I can act like I'm just taking a landscape. $400. $200. All right, well, we just successfully rode around the lake. And Uncle Nick just called, says he's at home. And so I think we're gonna go pay Uncle Nick a visit. He lives closer to downtown, but we got time. Got about 13, 14 more shots on this roll. So we'll head downtown, see if we got any comps on the way, and maybe we'll get a portrait with Nick. Let's see what these shipping containers look like on this film. ISO 200. I took this photo on turquoise, so let's take it on purple and we can compare.
Wait.
It just occurred to me to take this film on a golf trip. I don't play a lot of golf. It's just setting aside that time when I'd rather be doing this. But if I ever found myself on a golf course with a point and shoot camera, this would be a pretty fun film. It'd be like a psychedelic golf experience. Take this opportunity to get my bike in the shot right by this no bike sign, but somebody else down there has their bike, so. Shoot this one blindly. Cool. One of those will be a thumbnail, maybe. It's ISO 200. All right, we got like 2 shots left. So let's move along. I'm sure Uncle Nick is worried about us. We're gonna get this church. Check that out. That's a pretty cool shot. Gonna have to go landscape with this one. We're gonna overexpose this. Shot that at ISO 100 to get those shadows of the greens to glow a little more purple. Hopefully that happens. I just don't want them to be blocked up in the shadows. Well, thanks for coming along on this ride. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed doing it. If you'd like to see any particular cameras, or if you have any particular cameras or bikes, I really need bikes, guys. I don't care if it's a crappy bike, it's a different bike. So if you got a bike that you're willing to let me take out for an afternoon, film a little episode on. That would be really appreciated. And once again, just pop a little comment down in the comments below. All right, well, we have reached our destination. We are at Uncle Nick's apartment. We're gonna go inside and say hi. Hey, Unc, you home? Hey, Unc, you here? So, Nick is my aunt's cat. So we call him Uncle Nick, because he's the uncle to our cats. You see how that works? Hey, buddy. Tammy, if you're watching this, I'm gonna clean it up. What do you think, Unc? Say hi to the people, Nick. You're a good boy, aren't you? Yeah, you are a good boy. Anyway, there's food in your bowl. I'll be back to wipe this up. All right, well, thanks for coming on the ride. Glad y'all got to meet Nick. Just gotta clean his poop and all that stuff and get out of here and then do it all again tomorrow. I do have an announcement. The winner of the Reto Wide and Slim is at ElliotTube. So if you see this, put a comment down below with how I can get in touch with you. You're gonna get it with some film since that was your comment. Ridiculous. But nonetheless, I'll be sending it out loaded with film so you can shoot the film. Yay. All right. Peace, guys. Before, when I said Uncle Nick called me, it was with his mind. Cats can't use telephones. Come on. Be real.